Can you just talk about some of the things that you're doing for a lot of the young athletes who are coming up, both in Jamaica and around the world?
Okay, so I have my Pocket Rocket Foundation, which is in Kingston, and right now we provide scholarship for student athletes in Jamaica from forms 8 to 12. And so far, we're able to pay for their tuition, their books, their uniforms, making sure that we give them the opportunity to focus on the classroom and also whichever sport they participate in, because growing up, it was difficult to balance both. Difficult for my mom to provide for us, and I had the help of so many individuals like Jean Pope, my school, my church, who actually gave me a lot of support. So I'm able to do that for student athletes in Kingston, and it gives me great joy to be able to carry along that legacy for such a long time. And I think, globally as an athlete and a woman, I'm able to inspire young women to know that so much can happen after injuries. If you're young or you're older or you have a child, because you do have teenage pregnancy, and a lot of them think that they are stuck in that position, but they too can evolve from that circumstance and be better. So I'm able to just globally inspire women to continue to push the barrier and evolve.
Nice. And then you do the 100, you do the 200, right? Of course, the 4x1 and the 60 and all that. Yeah. But give me an event that you've never done before that you would jump into. Could be
the
on
hurdles.
The hurdles.
I actually do love the hurdles, but I'm not very good in coordination. I definitely think I'll probably run through the hurdles instead of over the hurdles. But yeah, I do love the hurdles. But I never actually got a chance to do it in high school, because I remember in high school we were able to pick something that we wanted to do when we just started, and my coach was like, "You're a sprinter, leave it at that."
Oh my gosh, you think before you retire you get a little... No? No worries.
100, 200, and that's it. Maybe one day, if I'm one of those meets, I'll try the long jump.
Okay. And then last question. You say you listen to a little bit of hip hop. Any artists that like you are your go-to artists?
I would say go-to artists. I like Nicki Minaj. I like who else I like. Lauryn Hill is actually my favorite. I named my son after her son. I have that song when I was in first form, which is like 7th grade, and that was always my favorite song. So yeah, I would say Lauryn Hill and Nicki Minaj.
Have you ever gone to a Lauryn Hill concert?
No, I've never been, but hopefully one day I'll be able to see her in concert.
There you go. Thanks so much, Shelly.
Welcome.
So following up on the longevity, and now you're a role model for so many young athletes who are coming up in Jamaica and around the world. But can you talk about some of the role models and people who influenced you as you were growing up in Jamaica and as you went through your career, both in track and field and maybe even outside of track?
Well, funny enough, I wasn't really a track ed growing up, where if you know anything in track in Jamaica at that time, people were talking about Merlin Ati, they were talking about Veronica, and you kind of start to know these athletes and, but I wasn't thinking track at that time. And then eventually you get into sport, but I would definitely say my mom was my biggest role model, because she got pregnant when she was young, and she couldn't actually do track anymore because she had a scholarship to go to high school. I think it was Papine High at that time, and she couldn't do that. And I saw her just really hustle to make life for us. And I think that really kind of motivated me to get out of my situation, the current situation that we had going on, because it was difficult to have role models in the environment that we were in. So I was really focused on my mom and, her work ethic, always up 5, going to the market, whatever it is that she could do to make life, that was what she did. And I think that kind of gave me that drive to say I didn't want to end up in that situation. I didn't want to get pregnant and drop out of school. Because I didn't have anywhere to go, So that was like the focus, to really put my all in track and also school and try to find that balance to make it out. So for me, I think I would definitely say my mom, and then eventually as you go, there's always athletes along the way that there's something you can take from them and you can add it to your own personal life and you can make it happen. So you had a lot of them, like even in high school, I remember Usain Bolt being insane in high school. So you see different athletes. You see a Safa, you saw Sharon, you saw so many different athletes, and you could take something from them. And the legacy that we have in Jamaica with sprinting and just athletes overall is really tremendous. So you can draw from so many other athletes. So I'm glad to be able to be in that conversation where I'm adding to, the lives of our young athletes, not just in Jamaica, but globally.